There are bands you hear, and there are bands that find you. The Steel Woods found people in the strangest places, in trucks on rural highways, in the back of bars at midnight, in hospital waiting rooms, and at construction sites, in the silence after something broke. They weren't trying to reach you, they were just telling the truth, and the truth will always find you.
One on a river, and now my crops won't grow no more.
It was a new brand of an old style, neo-southern rock. Like listening to a resurgence of a young Leonard Skinner.
They weren't chasing a trend or trying to fit into a format. They were just making the music they believed in. Music that healed. Somewhere between country, southern rock, blues, and bluegrass, they found a sound that belonged entirely to them.
Right from the beginning, it just hit different. From the guitars to the voice and the sound, people immediately jumped on board.
I will swing my axe.
They just came out swinging, man. It was in your face, and it was loud, and it had something to say.
It started the way the best things do, with somebody crazy enough to bet everything on it. A guitar player with a vision in his head, and a manager willing to burn the boats behind them both.
There's a saying like burn the boats, eliminating all other options. So you have to make this work. We are all in. Time, money, energy, all of them.
We were incredibly committed to what we were doing all the time. And it wasn't always easy for a myriad of different reasons. But you weren't going to keep us down.
The pieces came together one at a time. A front man with a voice you couldn't mistake for anyone else. A guitar player who had already spent 15 years learning every style there was. And slowly, a band with a team around them.
It's Wes's first interview. We met at a bowling alley / restaurant in Nashville. So I remember Derek giving me like a box of CDs, and it was the original EP, the very first one. And I ended up distributing it to several radio stations. I knew it was something that was very special, getting ready to form.
Have you heard that rumor? It's been going round. My baby got a man.
They recorded their first songs and hit the road behind them. No safety net. A home-renovated limo bus that liked to break down. Then rental vans. Then long drives through the dark to towns that weren't on anybody's map.
We were all kind of new to this. Obviously, Rowdy was the most seasoned out of everybody there. When it's 2 a.m. on the side of the road in a limo bus, there's no one to call.
I joined up in the beginning of 2017. We had a full calendar. That was still a relatively new version of the band. Still kind of new and electric with the crowd and with the band. There was a lot of new raw energy going on.
Bobby said, let's play some cards. I got a truck out in the yard.
And there was a sound engineer named Brad Gaines working in a venue, Manchester Music Hall in Lexington, who happened to be in the room one February night with the tape running. Nobody knew it yet, but that night was going to matter more than any of them could have guessed.
These guys are the next Leonard Skinner. These guys are legends already, and they don't even know it.
There's a lot of beauty in our imperfection because we're still getting comfortable with having the songs on stage and having all of this energy that you don't quite know how to control, and mistakes happen and you miss a fret. That imperfection just creates this cool energy and it gives everything as a whole this really amazing vibe.
He put the whole thing together. He was like, well, you don't worry about that. You just worry about writing those songs. I'll handle the rest. He was always thinking of how to make everything have a place and have a part and be like a painting, you know. He just had that vision, man.
They got tighter. The shows got bigger. Blackberry Smoke took them out on the road, and the crowds did the rest. But the thing that held it together, the thing everyone keeps circling back to, was the man at the center of the sound. Jason Cope, Rowdy, born in the mountains of western North Carolina. He went to a gun show with his dad one afternoon and came home with an acoustic guitar. And that was more or less the end of everything else.
You never had to tell him he need to go practice. You had to tell him, Jason, put down the guitar, it's time to eat dinner.
He learned every style there was. Country, blues, bluegrass, rock and roll. He chased a sound in his head until people stopped asking what he sounded like and just said, That's Rowdy.
Everything he always said he was going to do, he did. He was that guy.
So he took a bicycle gear one time and built the mechanics of it. I couldn't even begin to explain, but he put it on his guitar to get a bend on these notes that you just couldn't do with your hands. He was always just chasing this thing in his head that he could hear.
He was sharp and funny. He had a dark streak and a huge heart, and he carried both without apology. And he gave it away to anybody who wanted to learn.
He always told me, practice with the metronome. That was the secret. He wasn't just teaching me how to play guitar. He always turned it into a life lesson. He always said, get good grades and respect my mom. And if I did those things, he would keep teaching me how to play guitar.
And in the last few years, he became something even more than a great guitar player. He became somebody you wanted to listen to when he wasn't playing at all.
Going on those walks with him was awesome. It was a clear-headed, sober Rowdy, full of so much wisdom when he would speak. It was something that you wanted to pay attention to.
Rowdy did things on a guitar that nobody else could do. That's what great guitar players do.
He marched to a beat of a different drum.
Certainly he did.
I've got a story to tell.
Here's what nobody tells you about a band like this. The music was only half of it. The other half was the people who showed up for it and what they became to each other. Construction sites, parking lots, pressing CDs into hands before anyone had heard the name. And once those people found the band, they didn't leave.
Rode in from the west with an eye for $1 to make. He bitched us a sell about healing and all from a snake.
Everybody has a group of loyal fans, but theirs was more of a family of fans. That was the biggest thing that evolved that I saw.
But the ramen, when the show was over, I just went up to them. We just hugged and cried for like 10 minutes.
If we were on the front row and we saw somebody that's never been to a Steelwood show, we would give up our spot so they could experience it.
The music met people in the hardest moments of their lives. It still does.
I had a beautiful wife for 29 and a half years. Once I lost her, that was deep pits of depression. They pulled me out of a lot, bro. They still are.
Rowdy cared so deeply for the fans. He'd call them up to check on their families, especially during the pandemic when live music couldn't bring them together.
It was just a friendship that just came out of nowhere. I get a call and it shows up as him. And he's like, how's the Burgesses doing? How y'all making it through this? He was just always there as a person, you know, not just a musician.
Anything that was tethered to just even a shred of healing for someone through his music, that was the ultimate gold medal for him.
Don't lose sight of where you want to go.
February 16th, 2017, Manchester Music Hall, Lexington, Kentucky. It wasn't supposed to become a live album. It was just another night, another show, a band still hungry, playing like everything depended on it.
Where have I been all of these years? Up the street, living in the middle.
Somewhere in the room, the tape happened to be rolling. Years later, those recordings resurfaced. It was one of those nights where everything lined up.
You're getting a snapshot in time of what it was like to attend a Steelwood show. You can see what it was like in 2017 with a band that was hungry and all in.
He didn't show up in the mindset of, all right, we're recording an album. What you get on that is what he gave every night. That was him.
It's not perfect. It wasn't supposed to be. It's a young band finding its stride in real time, playing like they had everything to prove. Most of that room had never heard the Steelwoods before. By the end of the night, a whole lot of them weren't going to forget them.
Well, the first one that comes to mind is organic.
Authentic beyond a shadow of a doubt.
Loud, beautifully loud.
Enduring. I think their music will outlive most of them.
Soulful.
Incredible, authentic, and dedicated.
Their music was definitely captivating, uplifting.
Inspirational, soulful, and genuine.
Raw Southern metal for your mama.
Southern eclectic poetry. hauntings.
The music was badass and the distortion was sweet and there's no guitar like anything. But in the end, I mean, they were just really great people.
I mean, trying to think of a nicer way to say badass, but they're just badass.
To sit in a room while they were playing, it's like they became the decor of the whole room. You had to be in the room listening to it, and then you would understand.
When Jason passed, the community almost became protective of each other. We all just wrapped arms around each other, prayed together, cried together, laughed together. Without outlets, all of us could have had the healing that we did.
Everywhere I go, I see Steelwoods people.
Anytime I miss my brother, I can go on like YouTube or something and see him play music. When he passed, that was like one of the things that got me through, because I can always see him and hear his voice.